The future of the NBA is here. Victor Wembanyama, Chet Holmgren. Now, I'm going to start this by saying there's a lot of guys on the list that you can add to the future of the NBA. All right? There's a specific reason that I'm talking about these few people. Because I know there's a teammate of Chet named Shai Gilgeous-Alexander who leads that team and is going to be the future of that team. And there's guys like Paolo Banchero. He is going to be a legend in this league. But I want to talk about these two specifically. And before I get on the video, a quick like and subscribe and turn on that bell. It means the world to me. It takes half a second to do. Subscribing and liking will help more people see these videos. It means I'll be able to do more videos for you guys. Victor Wembanyama and Chet Holmgren. I mean, they're two guys that are built like freaks, right? And I don't mean freak in a mean way. I mean freak in a basketball freakish way. 7'4", 210 pounds is what some places have Victor Wembanyama listed at. And the guy can dribble, shoot, and do everything and move up and down the court. With Chet, it even feels more smooth the way he can move up and down the court. He feels like he is more into his, built into his body. Maybe that's because he was out last year during what was his rookie year. And he's 7'1", 208 pounds. And these guys are just built different. I mean, Chet is only 21. He'll be turning 22 in May. And next January, you'll have 21-year-old Victor Wembanyama. But they're both in their early 20s, and they're both doing ridiculous things. Now, they're in very different situations. Chet plays for the team that is, depending on the day, tied for the number 1 seed in the West or in the top 2 seed in the West, while Victor Wembanyama plays for the worst team in the entire Western Conference. I think that they're probably third in the NBA. Yeah, I'm looking at it now. I mean, San Antonio's 4 games behind Portland in the West for the worst spot, and they are only 4 games ahead of the Wizards and Pistons who have 9 wins, and the Spurs have 13. So they're in very different situations. As Chet sits on right now, they're half a game out from Minnesota, but they have 42 wins, which would be the third most in the NBA after the Celtics and Minnesota Timberwolves. So Chet's in a very different situation. But that's why I want to start with Chet. 17.1 points per game, 7.8 rebounds, 2.7 assists. He's shooting 54% from the field, which is 20th in the NBA. Just looking at it in total, he's playing 30 minutes a game. He's only shooting 11 shots, and that's something to remember while you compare that to the numbers for Victor Wembanyama. He gets the ball a lot more in his hands. We're talking about Chet being on a contender, right? Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is the second in MVP, voting probably this year, averaging the most points per game. Chet's not the number 1 option. He's shooting 54% only on 11 shots, 17 points a game, 2.6 blocks per game with 7.8 rebounds. He's also shooting 39.5 from 3. So give that another year. If he can crack 4, he's going to crack maybe around 40%. He's right now at making 1.7 out of 4.3. I'm sure that will move up to about 5 attempts if he can be a 2 out of 5, in the near future. He's only going to get better at shooting. Everything he is doing is pretty ridiculous, especially for a 7'1" guy in his first full NBA season. And that's why the rookie of the year, I was going to say MVP, rookie of the year conversation is way bigger than people realize, because both these guys are going to have a chance at it. Whether you think Chet should qualify as a rookie of the year or not, he's going to be there. And that's just how the rules work. With Victor Wembanyama, remember, there's a big difference here. Is the team's not performing very well, but Victor is the number 1 guy. He is playing a couple less minutes than Chet at 28 minutes, but he's shooting 16 shots per game. At 47% shooting, he's 33% from 3. So he's shooting a couple more than Chet a game. Chet's shooting 4.7 a game. He's at 5, and they have the same mades at 1.7. He's averaging 20.9, so 21 points per game. 3.5 blocks, 10.2 rebounds, and 3.4 assists. So a couple things here is The Wembanyama blocks are insane. I'm at 3.5 blocks. I mean, my mouth almost dropped at 2.5 for Chet, 3.5 for Victor. He's averaging 21 points a game. He's averaging 10.2 rebounds. He's shooting 47% from the field for a rookie on a bad team who's asked to do a lot, right? This is like his team. 33% needs to be improved a little bit from three, but I mean, he's a rookie. He's 20. He's 20 years old. He's like one of the greatest 20-year-olds we've ever seen. 81% from free throw. Yada yada. These are two of the most interesting players we'll ever see in our lifetime, especially in the same season, playing their first NBA season. One being 7'1", crazy length. It's unbelievable to see, and then the 7'4" guy, crazy length, also unbelievable to see. I don't know right now who is really going to win the Rookie of the Year. I think we just have to be understanding that Chet might win this, Victor might win this, but either way, it shouldn't take away from what either one of these rookies are doing. Like I said from the beginning, one's trying to play just 100% the right way for a contender, while one is just learning the game. They're nowhere near in this thing at 13 wins, and they're just playing basketball and learning. Now, I also don't know which one is going to be better for the player's development. Now, I wonder what, if you reverse roles, what would it be, right? If you reverse roles, would Chet be averaging 25 a game on the Spurs? Would they be winning any more games or not? If you put Victor on OKC, obviously they'd still be the number one seed probably, but I'm just wondering, does his points per game go down? Does it change anything else that's going on there? I don't know what the final answer would be, so I'm interested to see who develops quicker and whose career takes the next step quicker, right? Who becomes the MVP candidate right away, or who becomes the best player in the NBA in 2 years. It's probably going to be Victor Wembanyama, don't get me wrong, but it's interesting to see if one of them, if it's different, because sometimes losing can have bad habits, and then sometimes being the number two not really ever having your own team in Chet's scenario makes him not as good as his full potential and full ceiling. So we'll see what it is, but both these guys are freaks, and I think this is the future of the NBA. The crazy length, they can do it all: dribble, shoot, pass, all while being over 7 feet tall. Now, the thing with both of them, you got to hope their bodies hold up. Skinny, not fully developed yet. Chet already missed his first season, but they're both, so far, knock on wood, looking all right this year, and I'm excited to see what the future holds for both of them.